We do have good news when it comes to COVID. That's a first, right? So if you were one of those that got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, like myself, the company is recommending a booster shot, saying it generates a big spike in antibodies. Those who got the booster saw a 9-fold increase. So meantime, the president got a classified report on the origin of coronavirus yesterday. Now, while we do not know exactly what is in it because it is classified, there are reports that it was inconclusive. The intelligence community couldn't reach consensus on whether it escaped from a lab in central China or if it jumped from an animal to a human. What do you make of this, Jeff?
I'm glad we're talking about it finally, right? Because I think it's a lot of questions people have about this subject. I have a lot to say as well, so I'm getting jumbled already. But let's start at the nexus of this, which should be, where did the virus come from? Unfortunately, it's not. It's Donald Trump. And it splits America once again. If you believe that it came from a lab in China, you are a Trumper. You're on Trump's side, and we don't want to hear whatever you have to say. How did this split from having someone where it came from so we could know more about it, finding the facts about it, to becoming political? There's more signs in my eyes that point that it came from a lab rather than an animal. There's reports, allegedly, I want to be careful on my facts here, that remember way back in January, February when it first came out, coronavirus, and we started locking things down, that in November, one of the people who work at that lab, his wife had coronavirus in November, way before the virus spread throughout the world. So I don't think as Americans we need to be selfish enough to make it a Donald Trump thing, a liberal thing, whatever it may be. The whole world wants to know where this came from. Why aren't we looking into this more? I don't buy, once again, I'm let down by our U.S. government, that they can't track down where this came from, and it's inconclusive, and these are going to be folded up again, just like the JFK reports.
Okay, first of all, I 100% agree with everything you said, including the Trump thing. Including the Trump thing.
This is for the highlight reel.
Okay, because I am not a Trumper, and yet I have a lot of questions about China. I'd also like to say it's not the U.S.'s fault that it's inconclusive. China is not cooperating. I would like to know why where and how this is all happening, and if China is not cooperating, there needs to be pressure put in terms of sanctions or other things. Second of all, let's not forget a Chinese female doctor was the one who came up and said, I think this might have been from a lab, and everyone went crazy. When Trump said it, it became politicized. We just want to know the evidence. 2 + 2 is 4. I'd like to know that equation. Facts. That used to be, it means something. That's it.
I think we're in agreement that we do want answers. And I think we're in agreement that if it came from China, we don't care. We just want to know. But to your point,
we
Jeff,
do care.
Yeah,
there are some repercussions that should be had.
There should be.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But I think where Trump kind of stepped in it when he started, or maybe he did this intentionally, is he approached it from a divisive starting point. He started calling it the China virus.
Yeah.
We started seeing Asian Americans assaulted on our American streets because of it, rather than him saying, China is a country. We believe it started here.
Fair.
Here's
That's fair.
why. And so when it starts from a bad place, it makes it impossible to then almost retroactively just go back and approach it from a scientific point of view, because it started with a divisive nature.
Very true.
Well said. Okay, so we do have a quick correction to a story we talked about yesterday. According to the Associated Press, these doctors did not walk out of their South Florida hospital in protest. Instead, they say they held an early morning press conference before office hours. The intention was to encourage people to get vaccinated. I think that's important for you guys to know that detail.